of just like the fun.
Wait, is this a
This
plaid?
is a plaid, guys.
It is a plaid.
How you doing?
Hey!
Hi.
What's up?
I like the plaid.
You might be on YouTube.
Can I see your yoke? You mind pulling up a little bit?
You see it?
It looks like you have nothing.
I know. I know.
That's so cool. Congrats.
Thank you. Yours is beautiful too.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey guys, Kim Java here, and today we are going to take a look at one of the coolest and maybe the best looking plug-in hybrids that I've ever seen. We have the BMW i8 here with us today. And the owner of this car is actually a viewer of ours, and he reached out to me and said, hey, would you guys like to take a look at my i8? And of course I was like, yes. So he is going to tell us today some of the good, the bad, and some of the quirks that made this car so groundbreaking for a plug-in hybrid back when it was released in 2014. The BMW i8 is perhaps one of the most jaw-dropping vehicles to ever come out of Munich. It looks like a concept car from the future that somehow made it into production.
It is all-wheel drive. The front wheels and the back wheels are actually not connected by a transmission. So the front wheels are just driven by electric and the back wheels are just driven by the engine. And the computer is the one that actually mates them together via software to say, hey, let's do this thing in all-wheel drive.
This i8 is powered by a 7 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which offers about 20 miles of range, while a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine adds an additional 300 miles of range. And this car is a plug-in hybrid. So we have the engine, you said, is in the back of the car.
Yep.
Can you show us a little bit of how that works?
Yeah. So if we go ahead and pop the trunk, we can actually see this is the trunk, which is actually kind of small, but then in the same bay we have the actual engine here. So if we actually go ahead and undo this, we have essentially just styrofoam on top of here, and then these thumb screws.
And it's really hot.
Yeah, so this thing gets warm.
Don't want to leave your crayons back there and melt them. In 2014, when this vehicle was first introduced, most of what we knew about electric cars was boring, slow, or unattractive. The exception, of course, was the Tesla Model S, which was only in its infancy. But along with the S, the i8, though not a pure electric, was proof that EVs could be fast, sexy, and fun to drive. And it has some very unique little quirks.
On bright numbers, so if we do 8, it'll actually pull up those numbers.
See, there's a button here and a button here to get out of the car. This is, you said, the emergency?
Yeah, it's the mechanical version.
And then we have the regular door release right here, which is so similar to the Model 3 and the Model Y. I wonder if Franz took some inspiration from the BMW.
Since it's electric, it always turns on in electric. But if we go ahead and turn the car on, and then we actually pop it into drive, and then go into sport mode, we hear the engine pop on. But if we want to go in just full electric, what we can do is hit the E-drive button, and then the gear shift will actually go back for you, and the engine will turn off, and we're in all electric Tesla mode essentially.
It is a little funny, like, having to get into this car. I guess the easiest way is to just kind of like butt down and scoot around. But all right, and then to close it, all right, so there we go. Window doesn't go down completely flush with the car, which could be considered a little quirk, but it's not too bad. Adam told us that this design feature was partly due to the streamlined doors not being large enough to absorb the entire glass, but BMW engineers even found that quirk to have its benefits.
It's really good with the windows down. So some cars are really bad, like even at like 30 miles an hour, you hear like a lot of billowing. This thing, you can take it up to about 3 digits and you still can have a conversation with the person next to you with the windows down.
Adam's i8 is one of the first ever built. The 2015 fully spec'd model is in impeccable condition, and much like the BMW i3, the i8 is built around the concept of sustainability, with nearly all components inside the cabin originating from recycled materials. Recycled bottles, reusable parts from scrap vehicles, and innovative foam elements in the air conditioning ducts help reduce vehicle weight. Wow, no beeping.
No?
I'm used to the Model X. When you drive with the doors open, it's like freaks out. But what is this that we're seeing here? What is the frame?
Yeah, so the body or the monocoque of this car is actually carbon fiber reinforced plastic. So it doesn't have the same kind of carbon fiber weave that you're used to, because BMW was like, we need to make this light and make it really performant, which is also here in the doors. So that makes it really light, able to make the doors go straight up, which is probably one of my favorite parts of the car. But it's very nice to see them using futuristic materials that are there for performance as well as aesthetics.
But step inside the cabin and you'll notice the premium look and feel isn't compromised. You'll even find some unique features rarely found in a supercar, like 2 additional rear seats, though best fitted for people under 5'5", with child seat latches included. So one of the things that I personally love, obviously, is the doors, but I think all these wind tunnels are just so unique and beautiful to this car.
Also one of my favorite features as well too, because when you're looking in those side mirrors, you can actually see those little slits where they're not quite touching on the body, but it kind of gives a really aggressive, really neat look there. There's also a wind tunnel very similar to this top one on the bottom side too. So most people don't get a chance to see that one, but it also helps to direct air around the wheels there.
The i8 may very well be one of the most misunderstood cars in the industry. A $150,000 price tag with a 0 to 60 around 4 seconds. It's really fast.
Just like the
Woo! But it's not mind-bending fast like the performance Teslas.
Just punch it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is like unlike anything I've experienced.
Officer, hi. Is there anything I can do to make this all go away?
The i8 goes after a specific type of buyer. Something that looks exotic, has an environmental touch, but you don't have to deal with some of the so-called burdens of exotics. You could daily drive it, and it's extremely efficient, getting over 76 mpge. Alright guys, big thanks to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. If you're surfing the web in 2021 but you aren't doing it through a VPN, you should really consider the info that you are potentially allowing into unwanted hands. So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and is a must-have nowadays. So I did a ton of research and I chose Private Internet Access for their VPN coverage. It hides your true IP address and assigns you a new one each time you connect. This way your identity is always protected and nobody can track you online, whether you're sending emails, shopping, or banking. Without a VPN, using an unsecure Wi-Fi network means that you are actually exposing your private data like passwords and banking info. Private Internet Access is by far the world's most transparent VPN provider. They also have over 10 years of VPN expertise and more than 30 million downloads to date. And probably my favorite part of their service is that you can use one subscription to protect up to 10 devices at the same time. So your phone, your iPad, everything. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So click the link below and try them out risk-free. It comes to around $2 a month. And if you click the link below, you get an extra 2 months for free or over 80% off. Okay guys, let's jump back into it. This your daily commuter? Is this what you're driving? Like everyday car?
I work from home now, like most people have. So whenever I need to go somewhere, honestly, I'll take this thing to get groceries. I'll drive it for just for fun or for whatever I need to do. So it turns into essentially a front wheel drive electric car. And when I need to take it out to the mountains or have some fun, that's when I pop into Sport. It goes full 4-wheel drive. I get the engine, I get the sound, but also I get the electric motors pulling in for any of the turbo lag or anything like that that you would normally see on a car.
Oh, so the sounds that I'm hearing, are those what's real and what's not? I can't tell.
So if you hear like a little bit of electric whir, that is something that BMW has added in as kind of like the more futuristic sounds. I love it. It's really cool. You get to hear it kind of in between different areas. And the downshifts and stuff is the augmentation from the actual engine. So in sport mode, it just kind of goes full out and says, let's go augment everything.
What's interesting to me is that I wasn't sure if I would like to hear the sounds because I'm so used to the electric cars and how quiet, and I always am like, oh, it's so nice having my quiet car. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was like kind of exciting to hear.
Yeah. I've actually learned how to like shift this so I can get some really nice sounds out of it actually. spark like the electric-y sound when this kind of center lights up blue. So when the gear shifts, it actually pulls more from the electric motor. Essentially, it makes it a very linear pull. And I think one thing you can't see is I actually have a heads-up display here. So this allows me to see information like navigation, speed, those types of kind of helpful things.
What has the maintenance been like with this car?
Yeah, just oil changes and tires, honestly. So tires are slightly annoying. 15,000 miles is about $1,500 worth of tires. And then oil changes, I think it's around the neighborhood of like 300 or something like that. So not absolutely insane for, I feel like, a sports car or a supercar, but definitely less, I think, than people expect it to be. But I think the back seats actually help. So having 4 seats is actually very helpful for insurance, which I found out. So
What are you paying for insurance? Do you mind sharing information like that?
yeah, so my insurance is about $210 or so and change a month.
All right. I'm always like, how do I get in this thing? It's so funny.
And this car is about 6 inches wider than most cars, so just
Okay.
keep that
So
in mind.
you don't want me to like mess up your tires. I'll definitely give you some curb rash.
Oh boy.
The i8 gives you an exotic car experience, but with daily drivability. Production for this vehicle ran from 2014 and ended in 2020. Only about 20,000 units were ever made. Go back in time to 2014, 2015, and think about what electric cars there were, what plug-in hybrids there were. And this car was so groundbreaking when it came out because it was so futuristic to its incredible detail and engineering aesthetics. It's a vehicle that has aged gracefully, much like the Model S. So the irony wasn't lost on me when a freshly delivered plaid Model S pulled up beside us. And yes, we conceded the head-to-head matchup.
Wait, is this a
This is a
plaid?
plaid,
It
guys.
is a plaid.
How you doing?
Hey,
What's up?
I like the plaid.
We just picked it up.
Oh,
Just literally, we just left.
You might be on YouTube.
Can I see your yoke? You mind pulling up a little bit?
You see it?
It looks like you have nothing.
I know. I know.
That's so cool. Congrats.
Thank you. Yours is beautiful too.
thank you, thank you. They're doing a YouTube video, so you should follow them. It's
Kim Java. It's Kim Java.
Oh,
It's
I've
good.
seen you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Nice to
I
meet you,
usually do
Kim.
Tesla. This is my first time in a BMW.
Awesome. Is it nice?
Fun.
Beautiful looking,
fun.
that's for sure.
So interesting. It's almost like an ASMR type feel. Like it's weird. Like you're like, ooh, this kind of feels good.
So if you want to shift, you can pull the different paddles if you want.
Wait, what do you mean shift?
So shift the gears. I know it's a new concept to Tesla, but if you want to shift the gears, basically just pull the left one, and then we'll just go
Okay.
into manual.
Like towards me? What am I
yeah,
doing?
pull this one towards
this.
you. Yeah, so pull it towards you, and now into M1. So now it's down in the first gear. So
I don't even know. I don't know how to drive like a manual even.
so I just recommend just stepping on it. The car will do it. You can't
just
you
step
can't
on
hurt.
it?
Yeah, just step on it.
Woo! That's fun. Okay.
So when you let off, that's all the regen going crazy
Okay,
on
so
it.
I'm charging my batteries.
Yeah.
This actually might be the first BMW I've ever driven. Ever.
Really?
In my life. Yeah.
Wow. It's a
Isn't
good
that
place
crazy?
to start.
I know.
Amazing
Might as well
place to
start with the best.
Yeah.
And something else that I know a lot of you may be curious about is how someone as young as Adam can afford a car like this. And Adam is a little over 10 years younger than I am, so he's 26 years old, and you have a nice fancy car like this. So how did you do it?
It's taken a long time, but it's honestly just been a lot of working hard and figuring out what you're good at. If you're not passionate about it, if you're not curious about how to make it and grow it, it's not really going to work for you. So specifically with this car, my main day job is a product manager. So I really try to figure out what our customers want, and I work with our developers to build mobile applications. And then I do a bunch of other things on the side that have to do with technology as well. So one good example is Date Mappers, which is my website, datemappers.com, for essentially finding things to do in Atlanta that's like a full predefined date. So not necessarily you're like, let's go to the aquarium, let's do these kind of stereotypical visitor things, but more of, hey, let's experience something that's off the beaten path, right? And my curiosity came with, okay, what exists right now and what can I actually do better in this space to make it valuable? And I do a lot of other things too as well, with like longboards and 3D printing, more in the sense of being able to build businesses on those things and kind of be curious about what's going on to learn more about the world about you.
So a lot of it has to do with like, you're interested in something and then you find ways to improve it. You know, most people don't work just like a typical 9-to-5 job and are able to, you know, have these nice fancy things. It's about being curious and coming up with those unique opportunities. And if you guys have more questions for Adam or about the BMW i8, leave them in the comments below and hopefully you'll jump on and maybe answer some more questions for people.
Yeah.
And let me know what car you guys want me to take a look at next. Do you guys love just seeing Teslas, or do you like branching out and seeing other hybrids, plug-ins, just different brands of cars? Let me know in the comments which car you want me to review. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hey guys, Kim Java here.
You okay?
Yeah.